Okay, let me.
So, Mike,
Well, okay, I
shall we
just started
see?
recording, and I've got my.
Oh, you just started recording. Okay.
I've got my mustache
So,
on.
are we gonna do the
Yeah. Okay.
in sync thing?
Yeah. I think.
So
3,
1,
2.
oh, 3. I felt this is very very bad for syncing. This is terrible for syncing.
You know.
We gotta like say it together to.
Okay.
So 3,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Go.
Boop.
Boop.
That was terribly out of sync. That's not going to help at all. Never mind. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Like we can't like take turns or wait for the other person to do it. We just gotta let go. But okay. Never mind.
Hey, Michael.
So. Hey.
Oh, first of all, I didn't introduce. I didn't introduce you, but so I have a treat
So
for
hey.
you today.
Welcome to SweetTalk. I am the new host because the old host is apparently completely forgetting what to do. I'm Michael, and this is
Nikole.
the new guest.
My name's Nikole.
Sorry, go.
This is SweetTalk, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's very original.
I mean, yeah.
So, I had something I want to talk about. It's very important.
Very important.
It is. But before I get into that,
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Scooby-Doo.
Okay, let's talk about Scooby-Doo.
Okay, so do you know how like every episode of Scooby-Doo there's like a ghost, but it's not really a ghost or a monster, and then it turns out to be just like some guy going in on like a tax fraud or whatever.
Yep, barring the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, everything in and the movies, everything in Scooby-Doo is fake.
Okay.
And there is only non-real ghosts.
But like I want you to break it down for a minute and think about it, because when did this take place? The 70s, right? 70s, maybe 80s, a little bit.
I mean, it started in that, yeah. Well, actually earlier than that, I think. 60s almost? Might have been 70s. I don't know. But yeah, it started a long time ago.
So usually these guys,
continues on.
the bad guys, who are like the ghosts, but not really, they're like investing all this time and effort into disguising themselves and creeping everyone out. It's usually for like money or some sort of scam.
It is.
But think about
They do often have reasons why they were able to use it. Like it's like some sort of leftover prop or costume, or like literally just outfits they were using, like Helldiver stuff or stuff from a museum.
A lot of it's also like really expensive technology, like holograms, projectors.
No, none of them use holograms in the old shows. They use holograms in like the movies, and that was weird. But then that guy was like a dude who owned a fucking island, so that was... Yeah, no, the movies have their own level of technology. Most of the old show stuff was never, like, about as far as it went was glow-in-the-dark paint.
I remember them being kind of, like, intricate, though. And it's kind of like they're spending more money on that than, like, whatever
they were intricate, but not that intricate. Like, the closest you got was, there's a pterodactyl costume, and it's like, how does that work? And it was like, oh, there's a rope and pulley system.
Okay,
and
but
they didn't
wait.
really explain it, and it's like,
when
if
you're
you think
watching
about
it, though,
would have to be
until
super
you know
intricate.
that it's a bad guy, even though, I mean, every formula of every episode is the same,
Yeah.
every bad guy is pretty much really realistic. Like, if it's a pterodactyl,
except
you're gonna
for
think
the
it's a
fact that-
motherfucking pterodactyl. Until the end.
Yeah.
And I also
And
think...
then you're like, oh, I guess it was
Yeah.
going to be a guy in a suit on a rope the whole time? Like, how did we not see that?
Also, I feel like it's always the bad guy who hires the Scooby-Doo team. I mean, not always, but, like, most of the time.
Not always. No. It does happen enough times to make it weird, but yeah, no, a lot of the time they do just stumble across this stuff, which is really weird.
I just feel like they're putting in too much money into this. And that's what they need, is money.
Yeah, there is
That's why they're
a
doing the
reason why the
scamming.
catchphrase is meddling kids, because often it isn't that they've been hired, they just do stuff.
They always have them come over, though, and investigate. So they're
I mean, sometimes it was like
well,
an
essentially they're
uncle
hiring
and a
them.
will. And,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true, though.
I mean,
It's not always.
yeah, a lot of the times they were just meddling though, and it was just like, yep, they're meddling kids.
I'm assuming they got paid.
You know, mostly not. I don't think they did.
You don't think so?
No,
So you think they just did all that for free?
mostly, yeah. I think that's also why the movies then went into the whole, you know, they made like a museum and became celebrities and stuff, and that's how they made the money. Like, I distinctly remember a lot of the times it's like, it ended with just them handing the guy over to the sheriff, and it's like, thanks guys, and that was it. And I'm like, huh. Yeah.
Alright, well, that's all I wanted.
Not actually. I mean, that's probably why they lived in a van, come to think of it.
I thought it was just Shaggy's van.
I mean,
His pot van.
they spent a lot of time in that van.
They did.
Like, yeah. They drove around a lot in that van. I'm like,
So they were really just homeless kids.
Plus, if it was Shaggy's van, why was Fred always the one driving it?
That's true, I don't know. I have no idea. Alright, but anyway, you know my boy Adam Sandler?
Yep, I know Adam Sandler. I know of him well. Oh,
Basically, he's a national
Looks really
treasure. And I know,
oh God, no.
I know you're gonna disagree, but that's only because you can't relate. You're, from the UK. You don't, you don't have an equivalent.
I'm from a place with culture.
Don't get too excited, okay? Adam's great.
Okay.
I love Adam. How can you not like him?
I mean, I watched his movies and they were terrible. I mean, okay, some of the ones long ago used to be pretty good. In that, you know, when I was a teenager and I watched them and I was dumb, I was like, this is hilarious. He yelled and then he tackled that guy. Ah, man, this is the best movie ever. But then I grew up and I was like, wow. Wow. Let's just unpack all this shit right now, because, oh boy, there's some issues with a lot of his movies.
Okay, but I've had this idea that I've, been mulling around a lot. It's kind of an obsession, just thinking about it a lot. What if, okay, what if this was canon in our world, but instead of George Lucas, we had Adam Sandler making the Star Wars franchise?
Well,
How would it be like?
considering, okay, there are some very easy ways to tell, namely that Adam Sandler has a very precise formula to his movies, and that would no doubt show up in his version of Star Wars.
Okay, let's go over the characters first before we get to any of
Yes,
the
for a
plot.
start, major thing, he always hires his friends.
He does. Okay,
Yep,
so obviously he would be
because
Luke.
it gets them money.
Go.
He would be Luke,
He would be Luke.
absolutely straight up. He would need to be the hero.
Darth Vader, you're my dad?
No question on that one. He would have to be the hero. Princess Leia, I mean, I've got to mention that one straight away. She would be a hot lady.
No.
Doesn't matter which. He wouldn't really... Oh, actually, would it? Or would it be...
No, okay, wait. Let me stop you there. I think in the first one, it would be a hot lady. But in the second one, once it's his sister, it would turn into him.
I see. The Jack and Jill thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like... Yeah, I mean, that also fits well into Star Wars, because they totally made up Star Wars as they went along as well. So
There
just
would be no
perfect where
continuity
He would...
with that character.
Yeah, he would just... he would have a really hot, sexy girl that 100% is going to end up with him and not Han Solo. But then in the sequel, it's like, oh, she's my sister? She's played by me. And just him in a bad wig, and basically otherwise no changes.
Absolutely. So, his hot women, though, they're always actresses who aren't really getting a lot of jobs.
They're not like top list ones. Like they have to be very attractive. Sometimes I think a couple times he's used like random models. who are
Yes.
just somewhat well known.
Yes.
But yeah, it's still mostly that area of actress.
And they're very young.
I mean,
They're very young.
I mean, they have to be, even though he's how old now?
I think
Too old.
he's old enough to be my dad. I'm pretty sure.
He's old enough to be most of their dads, and that does not stop him. I can't even remember. I think it was... Click was kind of weird for that, I think. I'm trying to remember what the age gap was in Click.
Who was the girl in Click? That wasn't Katie Holmes, right?
Yeah. It was... Wait, what? Kate Beckinsale? Jesus Christ.
Oh, was it?
Was her. That was Kate Beckinsale?
I didn't know that. I haven't seen it in a long time.
That can't be right. Wow. Okay, I mean, well... she is much older than most of his choices.
Okay,
so.
well, to be fair, he also uses Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
She's his age, kind of.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, she's pretty old.
And
she's...
Drew Barrymore. But they're friends.
Yeah. I do have to do a quick side note of, my God, isn't it kind of weird how Jennifer Aniston still just looks like Jennifer Aniston? Like, is she sacrificing people to gain eternal youth or something? Because something's weird going on there.
I need to figure it out so I can age like her.
I mean, yeah, right? It's just, yeah. I mean, I presume a lot of money in makeup and special...
You know what it is? It's having no kids.
Something?
That's why Brad, he aged.
That probably
he
does
aged
help.
a lot. he kind of left her and he aged a lot. Poor Brad. I love Brad.
Yeah, that probably didn't help.
Okay.
Oh,
Back to these
yes.
characters, though.
So,
We have Leia.
well, of course we have to have Mr., Paul Blart himself.
But who would he be?
You know the guy.
Would he be?
Han Solo?
Han Solo, I was thinking that
You
too.
know that Han Solo just wants to
I'm
play
thinking Han Solo,
Twister with
like,
your
yeah.
sister.
Oh.
Just a little bit of
Rob
a chubby
Schneider.
Han Solo. It's okay.
Who would Rob Schneider be?
Oh, he would be
God. Would he be
Chewbacca.
one of the robots?
But he would
I mean...
do a
God,
thing where
yes, he is
Chewbacca
just
would be
hairy
like
enough.
ethnic in some way. Like maybe Mexican.
You can do it!
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm just imagining that. Like, there'd be some sort of... like, they'd sneak in some sort of Wookiee... border patrol thing or something in there, and it'd be like really weird, and it'd be like, okay, please cut this bit. But I mean, Rob Schneider is definitely, he's got the the starting hair is there.
Yeah.
He could definitely pull off a pretty good Wookiee.
Yeah,
He'd be a bit short.
He doesn't need. That's true. He's very short. I forgot. So that would mean Paul Blart would be like towering over him.
Yes. I don't think that would be a problem.
Okay.
They would just rely on him being sat down most of the time.
Now, you know what?
Han Solo would just...
I think this is something Adam would do. Okay, I'm thinking from Adam's point of view. Okay, I'm putting myself in his shoes. You know, kind of like the cobbler. Just a little Adam reference.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right.
I'm thinking he would keep James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. But not just a voice, but actually...
I mean, maybe.
No, he would. And there would be... nobody would talk
Sometimes I'm
about
thinking-
the differences. That the problem that there would arise from him being his father.
See, I was going to suggest that like 90% of Adam Sandler villains in the movies are like that weird, suave, smug dude.
Bless you.
Bless me. Thank you. But yeah, like, I feel like there's a lot of that weird... yeah. Like, they had... I almost want to say, like, Dan Aykroyd or something weird like that would manage to pull it off.
Oh, he uses,
Ooh, Dan Aykroyd would make a good The Emperor, though.
Palpatine?
Yeah, Palpatine. Like, just imagine Dan Aykroyd as the Emperor. Like, right?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Like, I mean, I'm legit less right now. I'm actually just imagining that, and I'm kind of into that. That's kind of amazing. Like, oh man.
Okay.
They should have done like an SNL skit or something like that of that. I mean, just picture him with like the makeup, and I mean, mostly just face coloring because he's kind of all wrinkly already. Now, yeah,
Okay.
he could totally pull off the lightning. Yeah, yeah.
Now, are you talking about carrying him into the prequels also, or is that going to be someone else entirely? We haven't even touched the prequels.
Well, I mean, the Emperor doesn't really show up in the first.
Yes, he does.
Well, he shows up. He barely shows up. He's like a senator in like the background, and in the ending bit, he gets to show up. And
Okay, but in the second and third one,
yeah. I mean, Dan Aykroyd could pull that off. I think.
could he?
I mean, what? Be a senator? I mean, yeah, sure. He was. I'm pretty sure he's played a bunch of politicians.
Okay, I'm gonna take that though, and I'm gonna raise you one. I'm thinking Christopher Walken.
Oh God, yes, yes.
Yeah, you see it now. Okay.
And Christopher Walken has worked with Adam Sandler a couple times, so yeah, he would totally, yeah.
No, but I'm feeling like Adam Sandler would try to put himself in more roles. Kind of like a Medea.
That's the thing. Would he?
Somebody
Oh,
does
he would
Medea.
totally. Nah, see,
I can't even say it.
he doesn't do that much. He did that in Jack and Jill, but he's not as bad as, you know, with Medea or such, where they do like every role. However, he would want to be in the prequels as well as the normal films.
Yeah.
So he would undoubtedly cast himself as young Anakin Skywalker.
Do you think, or do you think he would be Obi-Wan and keep the weird like relationship between Obi-Wan and Padme, which I'm always here for?
I don't know. I mean, based on the fact that, you know, Padme definitely gets with Anakin, I think that would be the thing that would make him, you know, go with being Anakin. Plus, family relation. Yeah, it's got to be the resemblance. Like, he is his own father
Okay,
that way.
can you do the sand quote?
God, no. Oh, man.
Do it in like a little Nicky. It's the easiest one.
No, I'm not doing. I can't do a little Nicky voice. No, that freaking horrible nasally high pitched voice. But yeah, I can kind of do the Adam. Adam Sandler does have this voice when he's doing the nice guy thing every single time. Please don't start laughing already. Don't hype it up. It's not that great. We were on the internet. There's going to be loads of people with amazing impressions, but just his little. Damn it! I knew I should have practiced more.
What's the sand quote though? It's I hate this.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the sand quotes anyway. It's like, I hate sand. It's so coarse and rough.
It gets everywhere. I love it. It's
And then he's like,
poetry.
but not like you. You're so soft and smooth. I'm just like, creepy as fuck. And, oh man. No, yeah, doing. Fuck's sake. Adam Sandler voicing that would just even make it creepier. Just because. No.
I need to hear it though.
Yeah, I know you do, and I'm just. It's the. Madam Sandler. He gets this. That high voice that's just. I'm gonna say, it's trying to do as well mixed with that weird cadence, because the Anakin performance, the original one, is a thing of beauty in how weirdly voiced it is. That gets everywhere. Like, oh no. I'm totally gonna cheat here and.
You gonna do a clip?
Who is this girl? Yeah. Who is this girl?
It's Padme.
That fucking Adam Sandler voice. Who are? I'm Adam Sandler. I went real English then. Never mind. But yeah, just the. Oh, I hate sand. It's so coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Not like you. I wish you'd get everywhere. In my pants.
He would.
He would. Oh.
Alright, let's switch over to Paul Blart a little bit. He's taking Han Solo.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Yep.
I
There
really
would be
don't think he has
so
a
many
voice he
food
can
jokes.
copy.
Oh God, oh no, I'm not an impressionist. I can't do that many voices. But yeah, I have to immediately point out though that the number one joke that he would do is a joke that was already done in Spaceballs, because he can't possibly make that guy Han Solo and then not do a Pizza the Hut joke. Because there would be food jokes everywhere. Because he's fat, that's the joke.
You're right. Oh my god.
He would, and I'm just, it's so bad, because at the same time I'm like, Spaceballs does the humor in one way, and I'm like, but Adam Sandler would do that joke in a different way. It would just be that he orders pizza a lot. Like, there wouldn't be a cool version of Jabba that's literally just a moving pizza. It would just be that he's got a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
And he's just eating a lot of pizza. And that would be the joke. And it's just, They would probably be like, no, actually, that would not be the only joke. There'd also be things like, I don't know, when they get on board the Millennium Falcon, it would, like, sink down a bit. It'd be like
Yes.
a huge, expensive set piece just for this one dumb joke of, he's kind of heavy. Sinks the ship slightly.
What about the part where he shoots first?
That would definitely end up becoming some sort of ejaculation joke. Definitely. 100%. It would be this long thing of Adam Sandler making fun of his friend for coming first. For shooting first.
He does.
It would just be 100% that.
I feel like he does make fun of them a little bit.
Like there would be yeah, he does. I don't know, it'd probably be a thing where, like, instead of it shooting first at the time you think it's going to be shooting first, it'd go off a little bit early, and they immediately could be like, went off a little bit early then.
Yeah, it just becomes a giant innuendo.
It's like, yeah, it would.
That's Adam's style, and you know what? I'm here for that. I like that. That's.
I mean, they would even also. I mean, he did originally, like, shoot under the table, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they would just go with that and just have him literally have his gun, like, right between his legs. Like, they would really nail it in just to make sure you couldn't possibly miss the innuendo of, yep.
It looks like your gun went off a bit prematurely, Han
God.
Solo.
I'm trying to think. It's been a long time since Jabba the Hutt.
Well, Pizza the Hut, yeah. Off-brand Pizza Hut.
Who did he use
Actually,
recently?
oh God, I just realized.
I think he.
That's the other thing. It would be pizza. It would be, instead of Pizza the Hut, like in Spaceballs, they would probably just call it just Pizza Hut.
I would get the brand
Like,
deal. He would get the
to
brand deal.
The Huts. And he would get the sponsorship and the brand deal out of it.
Yes.
There would actually just be loads of Pizza Hut boxes all over the place,
Yeah.
like, constantly. Okay, like right on the dash of the Millennium Falcon, whenever they're doing that shot into the cockpit, there would be one box sitting there with the logo, like, right there, like, facing the camera, and it'd be like,
And you know what? I feel like Luke would be eating it at some point. Maybe a few times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean...
And instead I was just thinking about the moisture farming thing. That's another ejaculation joke waiting to happen.
That would be... Or, I don't know, they'd probably go another thing where it's like, you know, his uncle's like the seriously talking about this moisture farming thing, and, you know, Luke instead is like saying, I want to go to Tashi Station. I can do some moisture farming, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they get wet up there. And just like that sort of thing. It'd be some sort of completely different thing of like, oh yeah. But...
Well, you know what, though? I think
damn
they
it.
would film Tatooine in Hawaii. He seems to really like Hawaii. He goes there all the time.
I mean,
you know,
yes,
it's always
he
a
loves going on
vacation for his
vacations to
friends.
make movies. Yeah, it is.
It would definitely be Tatooine. So
Like
no more
tax-free
desert. It's
vacation.
definitely Hawaii.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like a sandy beach. There would always be like the sound of ocean in the background. And yet, despite that, they're still talking about moisture farming, even though it's clearly a fucking sea.
There's like a rainbow in the background. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, let's go to
But yeah.
let's go to the prequels.
Oh god, the prequels. So Christopher Walken as Palpatine, Hot Lady as Padme. Probably, I don't know. I mean, I doubt he'd be managed to get Keira Knightley herself, but yeah, I'm still having trouble thinking of someone else in that role. I'm just like,
She was in the movies though, wasn't she? An extra? She was. I think she was.
in one? I'm just imagining if it would be like, he was like some other British like chick. I mean, there's also this awkward thing where I'm like mentally shifting the scale of the movies like more recently, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, he totally picked Emma Watson. I'm like, but no, that couldn't work. Not if it was the original time.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. I think he would
pick.
He would have Natalie Portman. She would be in it. She'd be attracted to him. He would be a young Anakin, maybe doing a little Benjamin Button touch up, CGI. I don't know. He would.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, in the very first one,
Yes.
the tiny child body
Yes.
would have Adam Sandler's
Yes, his
face on
face.
it. That would be horrifying.
It was like superimposed.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, you're feeling it too. Okay.
Oh.
Jar Jar Binks.
I mean, Jar Jar Binks would be Jar Jar Binks, just with a different person voicing him. Although would they have the same amount of CG? No, it would totally just be some dude with like a couple of fucking socks on his head. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like they would make a really shitty practical costume as well as the
okay,
CG,
so you're
and
not
it would
gonna
just,
spend
like,
the
every now and
money
again, you would
for
just,
the
you would
CGI.
just see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the more money he says he spent on the money and then didn't, that's the more money that he can just keep.
Yes.
So, and not be taxed on, etc.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
Well,
it
that's
would be just some
practical.
dude with,
That's
like-
really practical.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's very frugal. This is.
You know what?
yeah,
It's not very much different from what George Lucas gave us with the prequels.
I mean, except that George Lucas did spend like a freaking ridiculous amount on.
And you still got
CG,
Jar Jar Binks.
and then
And that sand line.
yeah. I mean, I could. I'm trying hard not to go into Star Wars now because I could just comment about how there is reasons for this, and like the original Star Wars was good. However, it was good because there was a whole bunch of people that got to say no to George Lucas because he didn't have the money to do the shit he wanted to do, or there was people that were like, no, that's dumb, don't change it. But then when it came to the prequels, he didn't have that because he was George fucking Lucas, so everyone just let it happen and assumed it was fine, and then at the end he sort of looked at it and was like, oh, what have I made?
Because they forgot the whole Christmas special.
I mean, that was awful, yeah. But, like, even in the original, I mean, fucking Luke Starkiller, and the fact, like, he was like, The no bra in space thing was weird as well, by the way. Did you hear about that?
The what?
Leia is not wearing underwear during the entire first movie because she was told by George Lucas that there's no bras in space.
Wow.
I mean, yep.
Okay, what... What about the whole, slave Leia outfit, though? It kind of...
I mean, that was really just a continuation of it. Like, secretly, I'm pretty sure George Lucas just really, really, really wanted to see boobs.
That's pretty creepy.
I mean, yeah, but not entirely unexpected.
True. Adam Sandler would
I mean,
go the
let's be
same
honest,
route.
fan service sells movies. Even in the prequels, there was that, hey, let's have an excuse for Natalie Portman's character to get clawed in a very specific way that turns her top into a midriff top.
What do you...
And also 2 tiny red scratches.
Why do I not
And it was
remember
just like-
this?
You don't remember that? That was
No.
like in the same scene where they were like chained to poles, and then she does this whole thing of escaping. Yeah, that was in the arena.
Oh.
With the accolades.
You know, I
and
really
the,
kind of didn't see the
droids.
third one, though. I saw it once. I don't
Is that
remember
the third
it.
one? I'm not sure if that's... I think that was the second one.
The one where...
I think that was the second one. Because at the end, in the arena, they get saved when all the clones show up.
I think that's the third one.
No, that's definitely the second one. The third one
it?
starts with the clones. It was... The first one is Phantom Menace, the second one is Attack of the Clones, third one is Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, the last two are a blur to me. Completely.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the first one was a blur to me, but that's because pod racing.
Okay, I was obsessed with the first one.
Oh my god, the pod. Hey, if you're obsessed with it, can you please explain what the hell Qui-Gon's bet was?
No, because I
So-
was a kid. I didn't understand what I was watching, but I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't think anyone understands what his bet was. So it's like, wait, no, he rolled the dice to determine whether or not he would get to choose the pilot for a ship that he didn't own, which Watto was entering, and he was betting against himself because of the, like, he was betting the ship that they were trying to get the parts for, and it was so dumb.
The fact that he died in the first one is a little dumb too. Such a waste.
I mean that was kind of expected. Like, yeah, there was no way Obi-Wan's master was going to survive that long.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more dumb other things. Like, okay, yeah, he died, fair enough. But it was the whole bit was like, oh man, Obi-Wan showing like emotion and such over his dead master and yelling and I can't wait to get through these barrier things and beat the shit out of you, and then they go and then oh we're back to flips and stuff and carefully choreographed dance moves, and I'm like, oh.
But can we not talk about how your country just enjoys putting Liam Neeson as like the same god character and like everything?
What are you talking about?
He's...
Liam Neeson's never been god characters much. Do
I
you mean Morgan Freeman?
No, well, him too.
Morgan Freeman's god.
No, I feel like it's the same with Liam Neeson. Narnia?
I mean, I most remember Liam Neeson playing... What? That was a lion. Was he voicing the lion? I don't remember.
The lion was supposed to be God. Or the symbol. Symbolism.
I mean, that was the whole C.S. Lewis thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christianity. I mean, Christianity... I like we say your country. I'm like, you know that's a your
That's where he comes
too,
from.
right?
He comes from your people. And I'm tired of him.
I mean...
Take him back.
I mean, no. I'm pretty sure Christ comes from the Middle East, but okay.
No, I'm talking about Leo.
I mean, I'm not the one person choosing to make movies about Liam Neeson and Taken and stuff.
You
that
could
was
be,
all you
though.
guys. I mean, I definitely couldn't, because I would have stopped after the first one. I mean, the second one wasn't that bad, but the third one, oh man, I mean, really starting to run out of... I mean, for a start, the title doesn't even make sense anymore.
What is it?
I mean, and the third one is the one where he and his wife are taken.
Oh my god.
I
I've
think.
only seen the first one. And I'm surprised that there's more Taken.
Oh yeah, there's like 2 more, and it's just... Oh, wait, which was... I can't even remember which way around it was. One of them was one where... Yeah, no, it's dumb. Like, people keep getting kidnapped around him, and it's just silly. Yeah, and like the second one, I think it was like the friends and family of the people he murdered in the first one want revenge.
Oh my god.
And then the third one, he and his wife get kidnapped for some other reason. You know, just because, I guess. Because money. Because Hollywood loves money.
Yeah.
It needs more money to roll around in.
You know, Hollywood has a lot of opportunities
Speaking of
that they
rolling
just
around in
don't
money,
take.
I feel like we got drastically side-shifted away from Adam Sandler there.
True. We didn't...
I mean, really, we could just start just complaining about Adam Sandler rather than continuing to cast the
What
Star
we
Wars
didn't do
movie.
is the Jack and Jill.
I mean, well, we got the whole Padme... not Padme, Leia in the later,
Yeah.
episodes being also Adam Sandler, because... Yeah. Oh, Jack and Jill was so bad. It was so bad on so many levels as well, because... Like, the jokes weren't even internally consistent. They didn't even make sense within the movie they were from. Because it's like, is he meant to be playing a guy, or is he meant to be playing a girl? Because it's like, if he's just playing a spectacularly ugly lady, you can make those jokes about it. And they did. But if you're also going to make jokes about the fact it's a guy dressed up as a lady, you can't make people make those jokes in movie and make that the joke, because he's not.
I feel like it's a little sexist, too. Just, even though it is him in drag,
Oh yeah.
it's like you're
Oh, yeah.
totally
I mean,
okay
it's
to
still
treat
making-
a really ugly woman this way.
I mean, it's that weird thing, because that's what I say, they kind of want to do it both ways, where it's like, it's okay because it's a guy, but at the same time making fun of it because it's a woman, apparently, in the logic of the movie. I'm just like, but, like, which is it? You can't just change it. It's not like Schrodinger's joke, where whichever one is more convenient to you at the time, it can be. I mean, I suppose you could say, yeah, sure, go with that, but I don't know. Like, I probably would have given it a pass for that if the jokes were funny, but they weren't.
They weren't.
So,
My mom
no.
loves that movie. It's so embarrassing.
It's okay. It's always this thing where a lot of people who enjoy a movie will not see the flaws, and it's like the same thing. Like, if I enjoy a movie, I will often be like, yeah, I can. If I sit down and analyze it, I can be like, yeah, there were these flaws. But it's like, if you're enjoying a movie, you can get carried past the flaws. Jack and Jill did not carry me past the goddamn credits, let alone past any of its flaws.
Yeah.
I was... Oh, yeah, no, that movie was just a dumpster fire.
Oh, I had something to say about Rob Schneider, actually. I do have a story about him.
About his... Oh.
Okay.
You do.
So you know how my uncle, he was in The Hot Chick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess he was friends with...
I mean, I'm assuming he wasn't the hot chick.
What?
I was making a joke. I'm just assuming he wasn't the hot chick.
No. No, he was just an extra. But he was friends with Rob Schneider for a while. Don't really remember what happened between them. But at one point, I guess Rob Schneider went over to my grandpa's house and he fixed his toilet. So if you're...
It's a real specific kind of story, though.
So if you're wondering what kind of guy Rob Schneider is, he's the kind of guy who's going to come over and fix your toilet.
It's kind of handy. I mean, that sounds very useful. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it, but fair enough. I'm not as surprised as I feel as I should be. I don't know, something I'm just like picturing this Rob Schneider coming here and fix it. I'm like, yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, sure. That gels with my view of the universe. Fair enough. Carry on.
You know. It's a small world. I mean, you know.
It's...
He's just...
yeah, that's...
He just went over and fixed his toilet, I guess.
I mean... Yeah, there's on the one hand, I feel like there's definitely a joke about, you know, he's dealing with a lot of shit normally when working with Adam Sandler. But I'm just really just enjoying the idea of him just showing up and be like, oh, hey, want me to fix your toilet while I'm here? It's like, yeah, okay. Sure thing, Rob Schneider. Going back, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit is clogged. Go on, deal with it. Use the stick.
So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that kind of makes me famous, doesn't it?
Excellent story. I mean...
kind of like what's that Kevin Bacon game? I forgot the name of it.
It's by far... Yeah, you're in the degrees of Kevin Bacon, but I'm like... I feel like there's a difference between being degree to Kevin Bacon and famous for having Rob Schneider come around to your house and unclog your toilet. Like, that's maybe more infamous than famous. That's not something you necessarily want to be known for as the people who's...
Are you sure though?
Rob Schneider.
Oh, I have another story. This is unrelated to Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider, but I was an extra on a movie in 2007. On the movie, it was called... I can't remember what it was called. Kids in America, but that's not what the title was when it came out, and I don't remember the name of it.
You remember the working title, but not the actual title.
Yeah. It has Topher Grace in it, Jonah Hill, and Anna Faris.
I am now in the process of
Googling
this. Why? Take Me Home Tonight?
Yes, that's the name of it.
Sorry,
yes.
What year did you... Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Prior to release, it was titled Young Americans and Kids in America. Wow.
Yes. It was an 80s movie. You know, well, not... It was made in 2007, but taking place in the 80s.
Yep, comes from the 86 Eddie Money song of the same name, Take Me Home Tonight. Wow.
So
Lisa Palmer in it as well.
I was on the shoot for 3 nights at we were at a mall, and I forgot how old I was. I was like really young, so it was my first time ever doing something like this. And I remember I was standing outside of the mall at one point. It was really early in the morning because we were doing like all overnight shoots from like, I want to say it was like 6 at night to like 6 to 8 in the morning. And so I was outside, nobody else was out there, and I was waiting for my ride, and Topher Grace came out, and the whole time I'd ever seen him there, he just had like a fucking like an asshole face. Like he just looked
an asshole face.
Yeah, he looked very unpleasant. Like he didn't want to be there. So he crossed paths with me. I didn't say anything to him, but the whole encounter, I just remember it being so unpleasant, even though no words were spoken.
I mean,
like he kind of glared at me, and I did not know what to do in that situation.
I have a very recent story, actually, come to think of it. I've only just remembered. Literally, last week, actually, I think it was. Yes. Tom Hardy came into our store.
Ooh.
Yeah, his kid goes to school not far away. There's a little place that... It's an awkward thing where I feel like I shouldn't say it out loud just because I'm like, well, I know this because he came in and talked and everything, but I'm like, I don't want to like encourage people to be really creepy and like show up to the area and start trying to hang out and catch Tom Hardy. But yeah, no, very nice guy.
Okay, so he's no Topher Grace.
Embarrassing picture.
He's no.
I mean, no, he's a nice guy.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of knew that Tom Hardy was a nice guy. I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen him in his movies. Like, he's very good at being very intense and intimidating, but the actual guy, very nice guy.
Okay.
Smiley, very, very cool. But yeah, oh man, we have a super embarrassing picture on our Smith's Facebook page. I think it was posted on our Facebook page. And I feel like I'm not in it, and I'm kind of glad I'm not. But yeah, we got the two checkout girls, and you know, his shopping and such there, and the one right next to him made some unfortunate choices, possibly regarding her attire.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm not sure. Also, it was just very cold outside as well.
Oh, no.
And also, I don't know, maybe she was just really excited to be next to Tom Hardy, but there's some pretty prominent pokage in the shirt, and it's just like it's very, very nipply. It's yeah. It's the awkward thing. Like very, very noticeable.
Well, there's no bras in space.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe she just had a very thin one. I believe she may also have had them pierced or something at some point, which probably didn't help. But yeah, no, it's quite noticeable. And her major defense is just like, it was really cold out there, and I'm just like,
That's too
fine.
bad.
You were just, yeah. I mean, everyone was like super excited to see Tom Hardy. Meanwhile, I feel bad for upstairs because I was working on software, and guy next to me didn't actually recognize it was Tom Hardy. He literally just turned to me and said, "That guy really looks like Tom Hardy." I was like, "Yeah, it does." It's like later on he was like upset at me because I kind of thought that he was saying that deliberately and that he had worked out that it was really him.
No.
And no, he genuinely had no idea, and it was like, oh, you just thought he looked like him and wasn't him? Like, I thought you were doing like a bit, like that was a joking comment of like, wow, that guy really looks like Tom Hardy. And like, yeah, it does, because it is, sort of thing. No. But yeah, that's about as close as we get. He was a nice guy. I don't think we've had any. I think we've had one other famous person show up in the store, but I wasn't there at the time, so yeah.
Oh, really?
Anyway, though, yeah.
Was it Liam Neeson? Just kidding.
No. Liam Neeson would only be around mostly London or up north.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Tom Hardy's more of a local. Well, broadly speaking, he has several houses.
That's interesting.
But yeah,
Oh, I did talk to the girl in the
Smooth
movie. She looks like Kristen Stewart, but blonde.
Anna Faris.
No.
Sometimes blonde.
No, she wasn't there the nights that I was filming. No, it's another girl. She looks exactly like Kristen Stewart, but blonde.
I mean, the other person in the movie is Teresa Palmer, who was in Lights Out, December Boys, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, I Am Number 4, A Love and Honor, Hacksaw Ridge. I don't know some of these movies.
The zombie one.
Maybe.
You don't remember?
What?
I don't remember the name of it for some reason.
I mean, saying the zombie one's very broad.
It
There's
was
a lot of
it was
them.
like Romeo and Juliet or something. But maybe not Romeo and Juliet. It was like based
Are
on
you talking about Pride and Prejudice with zombies?
No.
I'm disappointed because that was a great movie. That was a real good movie, actually. I mean, well, no, it was a real good book. The movie was a little bit disappointing.
No, anyway, what was her name?
Teresa Palmer?
Yeah, I think that's probably her. Anyway,
We'll
I
just
talked
go
to her.
with it.
She was really sweet. We were standing there for
That's good.
hours, and she turned and she said some words to me that I don't remember anymore, but she was really sweet. And I'm just gonna remember that forever. As opposed to Topher Grace, who looks like he's up his ass.
Mm.
Oh wait,
I mean,
he handpicked
he
some of
generally
the
looked like an ass
some
anyway.
girls to be in like some scene, but it I don't know. We don't want to get into that.
Yeah, let's just skim
Yeah,
over that one.
let's just move on. Back to Adam.
Mm.
I know you wanted to segue into
mean-
some superheroes.
Yeah, I was going to seg you into complaining about Adam in general, and then also into the fact that, yeah, he's... Oh, man. I mean, he does bad movies, he bandwagons.
He does
Oh,
good
and
movies
he
too, though. I
bandwagons in a
really love
bad
some of his
way.
movies.
Some of them are, yeah, some of them are okay. Still going to say they're great. They're enjoyable movies. They are functional as movies. They are not crimes against nature like some movies are.
I didn't see
Some
Pixels
of his
though,
movies,
so I can't say anything
Yeah,
about that. But he did
Pixels-
have Peter Dinklage in that, and I feel like how bad can that be?
so bad. Like, yeah. I'm not sure if that's partially because, you know, I like video games, and Pixels was just aggressively offensive in terms of everything. But, yeah, I don't like... You probably wouldn't hate Pixels as much as I hate Pixels, but I really hate Pixels. And it's just... Everything about it is dumb and annoying and cliche at the same time. Like, yeah, Peter Dinklage is this guy from the past, cheater, who cheats at Pac-Man via cheat codes somehow, and then does the same thing again via a car. I'm not sure how you enter in cheat codes by driving around in a car while driving around in real life, because it's not really the same. Like, I didn't... Whatever. But... And his fucking friend's the president. And it's just so dumb. So dumb. There's
What?
also more the point about Pixels is the fact that it only referenced really, really, really old games, because that's the only ones that Adam Sandler remembers, because he's not actually into games at all. You'd think that in order to make a movie based entirely around something, you would want to learn something about that thing. Or at least learn something about that thing that happened at any point in the last 30 years. But no.
Okay, but did
But
you
no.
not learn anything about Jack and Jill? Or from Jack and Jill? I'm sorry.
I mean, I learned that he has no concept of shame. And that
Very
clearly
true.
will plumb any depths. But also, I mean, well, that and he loves merchandising and other things and bad jokes. But yes, my hypothesis is that with superhero movies being such a hot thing right now, that... Well, I don't know, though. Here's the thing. It's like games got really popular, and then he did Pixels, which was based on...
Yeah, he's
really,
a little
really
late
old
on the
video games.
trend.
He's got to be real late on the trends. And it's like, even if he did... Like superhero stuff is popular now, but if he did a movie, it would have to be about, like, old superhero stuff. It would be like, again, I don't know, like freaking...
Old Superman?
The Green Hornet and Kato, or like freaking a Lone Ranger would show up, and it would be like old, like 70s style Spider-Man, and yeah, it'd be like some deep, obscure old stuff, but still somehow iconic. Like you'd just be like, oh no.
Yes.
Basically, it would be Mystery Men again. It would be Mystery Men, but much less, you know,
But not as
era
funny.
appropriate. I mean, I'll be honest. See, I almost want to say that Mystery Men now would be not as funny as Mystery Men then. Like, at the time, Dane Cook showing up in a movie was a thing. if Dane Cook showed up in a movie now, like, right? I feel like literally if he just, he would just make Mystery Men again, but with him and in different jokes. And I'm like, that alone would just be not as funny as Mystery Men.
No.
Because you can't do that.
Dane Cook's
now
very
and be
dated.
successful.
And I used to think he was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I still say, Mystery Men is funny.
It's a good movie.
Appreciate, like, some of the jokes in it are pretty decent. I always thought there was, like the Invisible Lad thing. I thought that was good. That was well set up. It was a little bit obvious where it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, yes, his power will totally work the one time where there is, no one watching, whatever, there's a camera or whatever. Yeah, fine, cool. And then, naked joke. But it's like, oh man, I'm just picturing Adam Sandler as Mr. Volcano. I'm like, that is perfect. That is perfect. I mean, he would just have to do the same thing as he did in Waterboy, basically. Like, that would be his Mr. Volcano. Oh, god damn it, yeah.
He would have a little Nicky voice, though. I feel like his entire beginning of his career was just doing, like, a fucking weird voice.
I mean, yeah, basically. It was like, that was like 90% of it. Like, it was, oh man.
Bobby Boucher.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah. That's the other thing. A lot of his early stuff was making fun of himself in a way, or like, he making himself the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
He's dumb. And they kind of still do that sometimes.
No, well, now it's like he just plays himself.
It's more...
There's no, like, quirks about it.
He just plays himself, and if ever there is, like, a joke of, oh, you're this flaw, the movie then still somehow wraps around into, but that's okay, and you can do no wrong. And it's like, oh. like him being dumb in, was it Billy Madison?
The one where he didn't finish school? Is that the one?
Yeah, that one. Like that's the thing. That's the whole plot.
That's also
but that's
the
like
plot.
In Pixels.
I wasn't that also the plot of Waterboy?
No,
or was
in
he
Waterboy
smart?
he was actually meant to be retarded.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was actually meant to be playing a retarded person. Oh. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if... again, I feel like I'm not sure if you remembered that, but the entire plot of that movie was, he's a retard. Retards have retard strength. They're super good at football.
I thought he didn't finish school, but then he did. And his mom thought everything was the devil.
Yeah, no, in Waterboy, it was because he was retarded.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was retarded in Billy Madison, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen Billy Madison in ages.
He was definitely... There was something definitely not right about him when he was little Nicky. And I don't remember...
I mean, yes, that was because he had been... There was they mentioned that in the backstory or whatever. Like, they showed a picture of him younger and his face was different. Like, he'd gotten beaten around the face with a shovel or something. And it was like, yeah. Like, that's why he looks all fucked up and has a weird voice.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I need to go back and
again, I
rewatch
feel like there's a
that.
lot of things that people... I feel like there's a lot of things that people forget about the early movies when they're like, oh man, the early movies were great. And I'm like, they were better. They still had some flaws. They still had some weird stuff in them that, like, with hindsight, it's like, oh, I kind of see why he has gone downhill. Because it's like, he's doing the same things, but not as good.
Yeah. Do you remember, The Wedding Singer? Because I saw it recently, I think, but I just kind of zoned out on it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have seen The Wedding Singer, but that was, again, like, a long time ago.
So
I rewatched it
I was in
recently.
the car yesterday, and Billy Idol came on. You know, the White Wedding song,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I could just picture Adam Sandler singing that for some reason. I wonder if he ever did that in the movie.
The puffy curly hair and the blue suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Totally derailed. What
But
happened
yeah,
between him and
I feel
Rob?
like he has-
Him and Rob don't seem to like work together anymore. He's more like best friends.
No.
Like he kind of changed his best friend to Paul Blart, who is pretty much mall cop in
yeah.
every movie.
I mean, the joke is he's fat. That's
He's
that
either-
kind of sums up his role in
He's either a mall cop or a zoo cop.
I mean, there is that one time he was a president. And the
Oh,
joke
he's
was still that
okay.
he was
He's
fat
he's
because they met at, like,
America's
a McDonald's.
He's America's cop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. I'm just gonna very rapidly change topic away just to avoid us ever possibly talking about political, because no, that would just destroy all chances. No. Anyway, we do not want to bring up presidential
No.
copyingness.
No. Nobody wants.
Instead,
to talk about
I will bring up. So, how about them Marvel movies and those DC movies? Boy, it would sure be great if Adam Sandler didn't make a movie based on superheroes.
I feel like he would have made
Because-
Aquaman, but he would be Aquaman.
I mean, maybe. I mean, for a start, he wouldn't actually be able to make any of the licensed ones because that would require paying for, the characters. He would make something. He'd like, I don't know, be like Bad Man. He'd make a terrible pun on Batman where he's just bad man. And yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
think he
no,
would
it'd be
definitely
something
go
like
like
that,
the Tim Burton route. I think. Oh my god! I hope it's Tim Burton with the nipples.
Really?
The nipples on the bat suit.
No, that's not Tim Burton.
That wasn't
That's
Tim
not
Burton?
Tim Burton.
Who was that?
No, that was Joel Schumacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tim Burton was the first one. Joel Schumacher was the later one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was the
You're you're
penguin
thinking of
one?
the one with like
the penguin, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Burton
Okay.
did the penguin. Joel Schumacher was, oh god, and then into the ones with George Clooney. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm really. Can you sense the pain in my voice as I think of that movie?
Good times. That was when Batman
I
was
have
like
to
a
say,
good time.
It's a bad movie. Yeah, it's a bad movie in a good way. Unlike other movies, which are just bad movies in bad ways.
Well, like,
But
I
that
think
one
Batman
was
got too
still really
serious
bad.
after The Dark Knight. It was like too serious.
mean-
It's good, but too serious.
You're talking. All of these movies are before The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'm like, no, The Dark Knight was dark because it was a counterbalance against the way too goofy later movies. Or the early stuff. 'Cause
Nipples on the bat suit.
I mean, the nipples on the bat suit, the wacky sound effects, the neon lighting everywhere,
Yes.
the back credit card, the
Robin,
derpy as
Robin,
hell
Robin.
action scenes.
The
Oh, Robin, yeah. Oh God, wasn't it one of the Chris's that played that one?
I
There
don't
were so many
remember.
Chris's.
I remember that girl from
Chris
Clueless
Pine or
was
something?
Alicia.
Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah, I think so. She was oh, God, I want to say Batgirl, but I don't think so. I don't know who the fuck she
Yeah,
is.
no, she was not for long. But yeah, oh God, I'm trying to remember because they did something so it was Alicia Silverstone, and like she was on the cover and the posters as like Batgirl, but she like did it for like 5 minutes at the end or whatever. And she was like, I want to say she was like Alfred's niece or something weird.
Something like that, I think. Oh, I
And
don't
it was
know.
like, this is not Batgirl's anything from
Mm-mm.
the comics or, and yeah. I mean, we can't mention Batman and Robin and not mention the cold puns.
Oh my God, Arnold.
Yep. Good old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God. I don't.
Yep. I mean, like, I am a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I even like it when he does dumb, one-liners and stuff in action movies. But oh my God, whoever gave him that script needed to be told
Did they
the
need to
meaning
chill
of the
out?
word restraint. Oh, they needed to chill out. They needed to chill out several times because they made that joke so many times. They reused their own puns, and they made ones that weren't even puns. Like when he's in the prison thingy and he freezes it and he's like, "That's why you should always winterize your pipes." I'm like, that's not a pun. That's just advice.
Oh my god.
Like, what? like that's legitimately, that's not a pun. That's not even close to a pun.
No.
And then it was just like, yeah, him just yelling out freeze and you need to chill and chill out, and I swear to God he used the chill one like 5 times.
Do you think he says something like
Let's
cool
kick
it?
some ice. Oh yeah, cool it. Or they won't take me to the cooler. And oh god, yeah, seriously, there were so many bad ice puns. But there was also Uma Thurman
Yes.
as Poison Ivy. I thought she was okay.
I've never liked Uma Thurman. And you know what I hate
mean,
worse? Is that song, Dance Like Uma Thurman? That can go fuck off.
Okay, I don't like that song, but I like Uma Thurman as herself. She seems fine. Like, she's not conventional Hollywood actress.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, well, for a start, she's not as she has a different look. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't have the conventional. I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying. She's not the typical form of attractiveness that they tend to promote.
No.
She has a much stronger facial structure than some.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed Kill Bill. I enjoyed her, and yeah, and honestly, in Batman and Robin, I thought she did okay. It was just a shame that, you know, the script had her being followed by Bane. Does anyone remember that Bane was in that movie?
No. It's been so long.
Yeah.
I remember
No one remembers that Bane was
I
in
think
that
my
movie.
brother talked about it before. But I don't remember what he said about
Because
it.
it's like, because Bane then shows up in the other movie. It's like, you know, played by Tom Hardy. You know, linking it back in.
Oh,
with
good. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah, with his.
you know, the universe.
Mr. Wayne.
Oh my god.
You fight like a younger man. I will break you. That sort of thing.
That's not
I'm not
really
sure
that
what
far
I
off
can
from,
keep
like,
it
the
in mind.
new Bane.
I mean, that is the new Bane I was doing there.
Oh, okay.
The Bane in Batman and Robin was a luchador whose only lines, I believe, were and not much else. But yeah, he was straight up a luchador with green canisters on his back, and he broke through walls and was Uma Thurman's henchman. Which is actually pretty close to what Bane was in the comics in terms of appearance, in the sense that Bane in the comics, yep, Mexican drug lord with super steroids in canisters that made him incredibly muscular and big. Other difference, though, was that he was insanely intelligent as well, and in fact completely outthought Batman before breaking his back over his knee. Which, you know, not quite the same as Poison Ivy's bitch.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing there. I mean, if anything, I feel that he almost stole, like, his thing in the comics was a big event thing called Nightfall, which is a pun, by the way, because it began with the K. It was, you know, the Dark Knight Falls.
Oh, okay.
Nightfall. Yeah. But yeah, like, he basically he orchestrated this massive escape from Arkham Asylum, and then, like, Batman was thus, you know, getting exhausted and slowly worn down because he was having to, like, catch, like, every single one of his rogues gallery, and, like, it was just steadily working him down until then, of course, Bane shows up right at the very end as planned, and yeah, just absolutely destroys him because he's all worn out and broken down from everything else.
Oh.
I mean, that's the whole point, but it's okay because then Batman travels back in time to caveman times and fixes his back. Because comics are weird.
Comics are kind of weird. I feel like there's not very many rules.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, considering... I mean, I do enjoy this latest trend of the movies nicely embracing the weirdness. And it has to be said, comics are still not as weird as some other things. Like, have you considered the fact that Loki, you know, Norse god, Do you remember he was in Legends? He turned himself into a lady, had sex with a horse, and then gave birth to. He actually mothered Sleipnir, which is the six-legged horse that Odin rides.
Did not know that.
Yep, that's straight out of actual Norse legend.
I really don't
Loki
like
is a
that
mom.
Thor and any of that is a comic. You know, and they're mingling with like Iron Man and stuff. It's like Zeus. Why would you put Zeus with like? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, they do that, right? Zeus is involved in Wonder Woman's creation.
No,
she is in the Greek pantheon.
No.
I mean, she is. That's the whole point. Like, Hippolyta made her out of clay, and Zeus breathed life in her. Like, Zeus is mentioned in the Wonder Woman movie.
Every time they mentioned Ares in the Wonder Woman movie, I was thinking of...
I mean, what about it? They are legitimately
I was hoping it would be the Ares from that Hercules show. You remember? No, not Hercules. Xena.
That's literally the same... That's still Ares. That's still Ares. That's all still the Greek
Yeah,
god.
no. But I was hoping it would be, like, that character. That's how I was picturing the whole time.
I don't see the difference, but okay. I mean, I'm not sure I get your complaint now. I'm confused. Like, you're against Zeus being in it, but you want Ares in it?
But when I was watching it, I felt like, you know what? I really hope that this character is like the Ares from Xena, warrior princess.
I mean, yes, it is. It's just played by a different person.
But it has to be the same person.
Is he even still alive?
I hope so. That was the 90s. It wasn't that long ago.
I mean...
Like 97, 98. I don't think it was any earlier than that.
Kevin Todd Smith, apparently. No, he's dead.
What?
Yeah, he died 15 years ago.
From what? Scrolling.
Oh god, Warriors of Virtue 2? Sorry, have you ever heard of Warriors of Virtue?
No.
Yeah, that was a real bad movie. Oh god, was that the one that had the... Oh god, it was. It was the one with the dumbass weird kangaroo things. Yeah. It was like a martial arts movie, except it had kangaroos in it.
Mm.
It was dumb. Anyway, so yeah, he was going to be... yeah. Went over there. Flying prop tower. Oh, yeah, he lost his footing, fell 3 stories, severe head injuries, lapsed into coma, kept on life support for 10 days. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's sad. Okay. That took a really unexpected sad turn. I didn't expect that.
That did.
Okay, it's getting kind of late, so I do want to wrap it up a little bit.
Okay, but yes, I for one, wholeheartedly embrace the idea of merging together all of these disparate mythologies and find it just fun and goofy.
That's
because
like,
it's fun and goofy.
Are you going to put Jesus in there too?
I mean...
You're going to mix them
probably
in?
no, but why would I? I mean, Jesus has also been dead for a while. I'm not sure if you heard about that one.
You're gonna get some Krishna and a little bit of Buddha in there with, you know, the Justice League? I don't think so.
I mean, why not?
Why is it okay for just Thor, but not all these other religions?
What do you mean? Why is it okay for Thor and all these other religions? The Greek gods are other religions.
They are, and then they're just being treated like they're just a comic book character.
What? I mean, they're not. They are also actually gods in the mythology, but I mean, it's a story. It's a comic book story. It just happens to involve mythological characters. I mean, wait. Is it because you don't like things from reality being in comic books?
It's that they're like gods, and it's like they don't really fit in as superheroes because they're gods.
Why not?
They're gods.
I mean, that's like...
What can they? They can't not do anything because they could
Can
literally
you
have all
tell
the
me
power to
that
do
Hercules
everything.
is not basically a superhero? Like, Hercules is basically a superhero. That's the whole point, is he is a superhuman, strong thing because he's part god. And I'm like, that's the whole thing. Like, they were the
but I
original
don't want to. I
superheroes.
don't want to see Hercules mixed with like Spider-Man. It just like, why do they need anyone else then? You just have Thor. You don't need any of these other characters. He's a fucking god.
He can only be in one place at once. I mean, this is also the same argument for, like, why do we need any other superhero if we have Superman? And it's like, well, because
Exactly.
Superman's only one person. He can't be everywhere, and some people
But
enjoy having stories about the other characters.
It all takes place in the same like city. I feel like all these movies, when they're put together, they're all in the same city.
Marvel? No, they take place in different places. Like, the Avengers 2 was off in some Middle Eastern, some European country, I believe. And there's like the Wakanda bits, those are off in Africa. That's why any of the bits with Black Panther, that movie's going to be mostly over in Africa. A lot of it does take place around like New York, but that's because America. Because America.
Yeah, there's only 2 cities in Hollywood. L.A.
Yeah.
and New York.
If anything, it's worth pointing out that, I mean, DC does a better job of that because they make up cities, but they basically made like 4 versions of New York City and just named them different things in order to try and explain why they had all these different people not intermixing. It's why we ended up with like Metropolis and Gotham being like across the river from each other, but then there's also equally other cities like Coast City. There's a bunch, and I'm just like, these are totally just other versions of insert American city here. There's even one called Motorville, and I'm like, that's fucking Detroit. You didn't even try and hide that.
Okay. Any closing thoughts on that?
Yes, I would love to see, in the same vein as Marvel movies, I want to see a movie where Star Trek crosses over with Star Wars, and it will never happen, but that would be amazing.
I mean, dream big, okay?
I mean, that's very big. That's like, I mean, there is no chance that's ever happening. I mean,
you never know.
if it
you
did,
never know.
my god.
The universe surprises us all the time.
There are numerous problems. I mean, for a start, Star Wars takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
future.
matter.
I'm just saying, we'd have to have it so, like, I don't know, they'd have to time travel, like, a lot.
Maybe we can get, Jar Jar Binks can meet up with the Klingons.
Oh god. Oh, ooh, yes. Oh, the blood everywhere. Yes, yes.
No, wait, okay,
What?
before we go.
Oh, you cannot tell me that would go any other way. Can you imagine Jar Jar Binks talking to a Klingon and it not ending up with him getting impaled?
No, because I really subscribe to the belief that he is actually a Sith.
Oh, I see.
That theory holds a lot of weight. I think it does.
It would end up with blood everywhere because he would have to be, he would have to actually kill them because there is no way that they would just, follow along with his goofy persona.
He's kind of like Yoda,
he'd be like,
cute, but like deadly.
yeah, the king was like, "You Patak," and he's like, "Me, sir, Patak? What's that?" And then they're like, "Okay, we're gonna stab you now." Like, they would like try and have a conversation with him for like about 3 seconds, and then he would talk, and they'll be like, "Nope, not dealing with that."
Look, the real goof is that I think Jar Jar can't be killed. He's a cockroach, and he'll live. He's always gonna live through it.
I mean, I personally subscribe to the theory, where even though that I believe some officials said that no, that wasn't the case. If you remember, he became like a senator or something, and he was like sent to Alderaan, and I'm just like, man, I just want to believe that Jar Jar was on Alderaan when they blew it up with their stuff.
That's rude. You're so rude.
Unfortunately, it has been stated that that is not the case, but I'm like, god damn it, that would have been beautiful. Just to learn that opening planet explosion from the very first movie so perfectly wrapped up the prequels.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
If I was Jar Jar Binks, oh bless you. God
Sorry,
bless
if you were Jar Jar Binks,
Would you still be my
we'll pretend
friend?
that sneeze was me just involuntary. I mean, oh.
Me said Jar
I
Jar
mean,
Binks.
I feel like if you were Jar Jar Binks, you wouldn't be you anymore.
Is that gonna be a problem? Because I think I'm gonna transform.
No,
I'm gonna evolve
I'm
into
sorry.
my next state, which
I'm
is
going.
gonna be
I'm
Jar Jar
going to
Binks.
have to sever all ties for the sake of my own sanity because there is no chance I could handle that voice. Or just that personality, like you constantly bumping into things and like dropping explosives all over the place and just generally just being an absolute hazard to everyone around you.
The real joke is that's how I really am, though.
Fainting. I mean, I feel like provably not because there are not craters around your home.
That's what you
from
think.
The last time you.
I mean, I do live in Arizona. It's very hot here. It's a little deadly. You step outside, there's like things that are gonna kill you or stab you.
See, if you were Jar Jar Binks, you would already be dead because you wouldn't have been able to survive
He
in
doesn't
Arizona.
die. He's a Sith Lord.
Also, he's a fish person.
What?
Also, he's a fish person. He
He's
would
like an
totally die in
amphibian.
Arizona.
That's not true.
I mean, I still feel like he would die in Arizona just because stepping outside would fry him.
That
Like, he'd just be walking down the street and people would be like, what smells so good?
Okay, alright, we have to wrap it up for real. I really have to go to sleep. And,
Okay.
next time, we're gonna cover Christmas. Or the
Yes.
holidays. I don't know. I don't want to be too exclusive.
Oh boy, not to tease that, but, you know, I am a Toy Store employee. I have much to bitch about.
Good, that's our teaser then. Next time.
That's the teaser.
Oh, actually,
just bitching. Just
before
bitching.
we go, I do
If you're not into bitching,
What? Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, bitching is bitching. It would just be just bitching. If you're not into bitching, maybe skip the next episode, but or at least like fast forward through my parts because all I'll be doing is being incredibly loud and angry about every single customer. It's okay.
I mean, alright, I'm here. I did have something to mention, but you know what? I'm going to save it for next time. It's pretty good, so I guess tune in.
Okay. I mean, unless you want to tease what it is for next time.
No, I don't know how to tease it without, like, giving it away. It just has to do with Santa Claus.
I mean, giving it away without talking about it still kind of, you know.
Okay, look, there's this... Okay, I've been waiting all year for my neighbors down the street to put out this decoration in their yard. And, oh boy, it is such a treat. I need to show you a picture of it. Let me send you one so that you can see what I mean.
Okay, so I'm going to get the teaser for next time. But okay, so, yeah, tune in to...
So you sure you don't want me to
hear
send it
about
to you
the
right
picture.
now and just, like, cover it?
No. We'll do that
Okay.
afterwards.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, too bad, listeners. You don't get to see.
Thanks for listening, if you stuck around this long.
I mean, my God, if you did, you poor soul. I apologize for all of the ums and all of the likes and the weird awkward pauses and the talking over each other, and also just oh my God, I also feel bad for anyone who was wearing like headphones when there was that bit about Adam Sandler making horrible noises, because I just totally just suddenly went into going and I'm like, oh man, anyone who was just like, you know, had like their headphones up hard out, I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for them.
I don't feel sorry for them.
Basically,
I
I'm
feel
just
like that's what
saying,
they tune
we're
in
wrapping it
for.
up at the
They
same
know
time, deeply
the thumbnail. They're
apologizing.
gonna know what they're coming in for.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, worst case scenario, warning, headphone users, there will be loud noises in the preceding
Okay.
podcast.
Okay.
There we go,
That's
we've
fair.
totally covered.
Yeah.
They should have listened to the end first. There we go.
Alright. Well, thank you.
Right. So, yeah.
See you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested?
Not yet.
Sure.